Hey guys, it's Lego Boys E3. These are my best solves from Longmont Cube Open 2017. Okay, so a week ago, I was at the Longmont Cube Open 2017 cubing competition. It was a whole lot of fun. I got to see a lot of you guys competing there. I got to compete too. It was lots of fun. All my favorite events, pretty much. And since I don't have enough footage to make a big long video about the entire competition, what I'm going to be doing today instead is just going over what my goals were, what the times I actually got, and showing you some of my best solves. So first up for 2x2, I wanted to get a sub 6 average. That had been my goal for quite a long time. And so I definitely did do that in the first rounds. Here you can see I got a 5.45 average, which is actually pretty good for me. It was like a half second less than what I was expecting, which is good. And the solve you just saw there was a 4.22 single, which isn't my personal best, but it's still pretty good. And because these competitions are so small, it's pretty easy to get on to the second round, which I think was actually the final. Yeah, it was. And yeah, I got a 5.95, which was also pretty good, what I was expecting. So yeah, pretty good average, pretty good singles there. And I actually ended up getting 10th place in the end, which is pretty cool. Next up for 3x3, I wasn't really sure what I was doing when I made that goals video. I think I said sub 22 or something like that. And what I decided to do instead is, instead of trying to use ZZ in a competition where I wasn't really good at ZZ, I just switched over to CFOP for just those couple solves, because I did a couple practice solves on CFOP and realized that I was still almost as good as I used to be on it. And of course that's just because I have a lot more practice using it. But yeah, I used CFOP. I got an 18.74 average, which was a lot better than I was expecting. Pretty close to my 18.16. I didn't expect to beat that in the first place. But in the first round here, you see I did actually get a 16.10 single, which is pretty good, beating my previous record of 17.62 single. In fact, I actually got two 16s in that average, so one of them was actually counting, which was pretty cool. But yeah, that average was just kind of all over the place. And then in the second round, I didn't do very good. I got 21 average, which I guess does beat my sub 22 goal that I originally set. 4x4 is pretty simple. In fact, I got just what I thought I would get. I wanted to get a sub 120 average, which I definitely did do. I got a 117.94, which was pretty good, with a 111 best solve, which is pretty good. It's pretty close to the 110 cutoff for nationals this year for 4x4. 5x5, on the other hand, did not go that great. I wanted to beat my PB average by getting a sub 220 average. But really, while I was doing my solves, I just wasn't nervous at all, so I just kind of didn't really care about the solves. And I was just turning really slowly and wasn't doing that great, just like horrible look ahead, all that kind of stuff. And so I ended up getting a 240.09 average, which was pretty bad. That's mostly my fault because I didn't really practice a lot on 5x5. And I think the only good solve that I was about to have, I messed up on it at the end. Preferably, I would have gotten a sub 215 average, which is the qualifying time for nationals, just if you want to be able to compete there, which I wouldn't be able to do if I want to now. The actual cutoff time for nationals is like 2 minutes, which I would never be able to get anywhere close to. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to compete at that at nationals if I wanted to. One-handed is also a pretty simple event. I didn't actually feel like I was doing that great during the solves. I felt like I was really sloppy with my ZZ that I was using. ZZ actually helped me improve a lot on one-handed. But yeah, I didn't feel like I was doing that great, but I actually did get some pretty good times. I got a 33.10 single with a 36.15 average, which is really good. A lot better than my previous like 43 or something, and definitely well under my goal of sub 40. Now for Megaminx, if you actually look at the times that I was getting, I was super duper consistent. I think that was mostly just luck on those first three solves, that they were exactly the same. But then after that, I just kind of started turning a little bit slower, having a little bit less look ahead, and it just kind of got worse from there on. And so yeah, I almost got a sub 150 average, which was my goal. But I think I said in my goals video that if I got anything under my previous average of 154, that would have been good. And so yeah, I did do that. I got a 152.23 average, which is pretty good, beat my previous goal, but not quite sub 150. And also, as you can see there, because I was being so consistent at the beginning, I didn't really get even close to a best single time either. I think my previous single time was a 138 and my best was a 148, but I still beat my average. That's pretty cool. And finally for Skube, which is basically my favorite event at this point, I did once again get a new PB average. I got actually sub 7, which is what I really wanted from the beginning. I got a 6.74, which is nearly a second faster than my previous average. So yeah, like I said, this was a really fun competition, and like you just heard me say, I actually beat a lot of my goals. There were only 2 of them that I didn't beat, one of which was just perfectly fine enough for me. I beat my average on Megaminx, which is fine, and the other one, I didn't really care about the event much. I didn't practice it much, so I didn't get the result that I wanted. But anyway, the 5x5 thing was my fault, and I don't really care about that too much. But I'm not going to drag this on any longer. This was a really fun competition. I really enjoyed it. And that's pretty much it for this video. I'll see you guys next time.